Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and on this episode we will be looking at Ghost in the Machine from Parish Brewing. So Ghost in the Machine is a double IPA from them, and I think it is their most popular, notable beer or whatever. The one most people have either heard of or tried from this brewery. Parish, of course, is out of Broussard, Louisiana. And I have had this once before at a bottle share, but it was quite a bit ago, a couple years back or so, and I just don't remember it that well. So, thanks to Brian, brought me back a 4-pack. And this was bottled on November 15th, so we are 15 days out from time of this recording. So, pretty excited to try it again. Full bottle. Let's see what I think. All the other, or the two other Parish beers that I have reviewed have been fantastic. So I have good expectations for this as well. Alright. Definitely smell it already. Pours out this hazy, kind of a light, well, not light, I guess, but more of a sort of a golden color. I was gonna say like a lighter amber, but it's more of like this golden color, a little bit darker here, of course. And pours a nice white head. Maybe just, mostly white. Anyway, it's gonna have some chill haze that pulls out the fridge. Needs to warm up just a little bit, but looks good. It looks similar to the others, but I think a little bit darker. Now this is double, so it's more malt than both the previous two. But looks just, I think, a hint darker than both Bloom and, of course, the double dry BB. So anyway, check out the aroma. Definitely getting big citrus and some earthiness as well. Yeah, definitely has some of that kind of dank, getting a bit of that kind of oniony characteristic. I'm also getting a bit of a kind of a lighter bready malt and a bit of tropical fruit. A decent amount. A bit of pineapple and guava. Let's say pineapple and guava, maybe not as much mango. And definitely big citrus. Getting kind of a mix of like a navel and a grapefruit, and then that those earthy dank hops. So it smells pretty complex. Getting a lot of different things from this. So let's try out the taste. Cheers. So, definitely getting that more of a malt presence than the other two, because I probably should. But it's got the big, dank earthy hops. Still getting that. Getting a lot of earthiness. Getting a lot of the citrus. A bit more grapefruit on the taste. And maybe a little less tropical fruit on the taste. It's pretty decently resinous. And it reminds me a little bit of Bloom, but with more malt character and a bit more resinous. And it doesn't, I don't get the mosaic as much. I mean, maybe a little bit. I don't know what hops they use in this, but definitely not like I got in Bloom. It's got a little description, but doesn't really talk about the hops. It might on the site. I haven't really looked. Excuse me. And also didn't have the ABV, which I'll, of course, post in the comments. But the body is, I'd say maybe it's a bit on the fuller side, but the carbonation is a bit brighter, so it kind of lightens that body a bit. It doesn't have. It's got. I feel like the other two beers were. I don't know. I think Bloom was the closest to the New England mouthfeel. The carbonation was a little softer, I think, if I recall correctly. I definitely get a bigger West Coast vibe on this beer. Pretty resinous hops, a bit more of that citrus. It reminds me of some West Coast beers that I've had, and it reminds me of a couple Vermont beers that I've had that are... Can't think of the brewery name now, but anyway... so it's got a little bit of both, but I think definitely more West Coast. This kind of... God, I can't think of the beer names now. It's going to kill me. Anyway, I'll probably think of it later, of course, when I'm looking into it. But, yeah, this is definitely more West Coast for it. More resinous hops, earthy, dank, big grapefruit. There's some lighter citrus in there. There's some tropical character, but I don't get it as much as the other two Parish hoppy beers that I just reviewed. But it's still really tasty. Still really done well, of course, for that style. I'm gonna go 4.25 out of 5 for this one. Very good. I was kind of going back and forth between a 4 and a 4.25, but I think that it's a little bit too well done to be a 4. I mean, not that a 4 is bad or anything, but it is still a really well done beer. Personal preference. It's not as much of that, of course, tropical New England style. But for a West Coast style beer, from what I'm getting out of it, it's good stuff. So I'd still definitely check it out. But I would definitely prefer Double Dry of Envy the most, and Bloom after that. I haven't had any of their hoppy beers, so I can't say for the rest. But yeah. So anyway, it's going on a little bit longer than I had imagined. So that's pretty much it for Parish's Ghost in the Machine. So thank you again, Brian. I heard a little bit, of course, just to talk about availability again. This is Louisiana only. I don't think this sees distribution. I think this is brewery only. And I heard that they were making it quite a bit as it picked up in kind of popularity, and now they're, I think, starting to, from what I understand, make it a bit less. I don't know if they want to drive the hype up again or they just want to do other things. But anyway, yeah, so get it while you can. If you're over in Broussard, they're not too far away from Houston. But otherwise, these guys do good stuff, good hoppy beers, so definitely check them out. Anyway, as always, think global, drink local, and